Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So as you can see, I'm going to give it a go with some onion skins this week. Now last week we did some lovely beautiful grapes and they came out fantastic. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to try some onion skins. I was going to do turmeric. I didn't have enough and I forgot to buy some more. So I had some red onions in the fridge, so I thought I would use those. Give it a go anyway. So this is going to be just a quick video. I'm going to go and boil these downstairs. I'm going to wash this fabric. Now again, I've got some cheesecloth, I've got some seam binding, which I've got a little bit more today, bit of cotton. I have a little bit of synthetic fabric. This is sort of like a curtain fabric that I had, so I'm going to just see if that will take any colour, and a nice sort of like scruffy piece of sort of like toweling as well, which are great for embellishment. So I love all this scruffiness on embellishment. So nice quick one. Gonna go and boil these up. I'm gonna boil up or sort of like soak this in some nice hot water, or maybe just sort of like cook it up for a little bit, just so it sort of like softens up as well. Add it all together. So you saw what I did last week. I took some pictures of me doing it, but I won't bother this week. I'm just going to do it all downstairs, and then I'm going to come back and show you the outcome. We've got a beautiful hot day, so hopefully this will you know, take the colour really well and dry. Now I'm going to do a few different ones. I do have some avocados downstairs, so I might try that as well, because I want to make sort of like, I think I might make like a little fabric journal cover, depending on what colours they turn out, because the grapes last week were just absolutely stunning. So I'm hoping that this will come out. I don't know whether it comes out yellow or red. I'm not really sure. I think it depends on how many skins you have and how much water you do and how concentrated you boil it down. So I'm going to try it, and then I will get back to you and show you what it's like. So all right guys, I will see you in a bit. Okay guys, so I'm back in from the garden. I have dried it all, I have dyed it all, and I think it's come out absolutely gorgeous. Now this is the onion skin. Now look at the beautiful colour it's come out. Absolutely gorgeous. It's sort of like a pinky brown, and I love it, absolutely love it. This is the seam binding. And it's come out beautiful colour. It almost reminds me of sort of like tea dye. This is like the Tim Holtz tea dye colour, which is gorgeous. This is a piece of lace, but it didn't really come out too well. It's got a bit of a colour to it, but obviously different fabrics take them differently. This is the synthetic sort of like curtain material, which has come out really nice sort of light colour to it, which is beautiful. It's still taken the colour. Obviously we've got the cheesecloth and we've got the lovely piece of cotton. It's just stunning. I absolutely love it. Now this is the onion paper. What I had left over, I coloured some paper, so you can see it's a different colour. This piece was towards the sun, and this piece was facing the grass. So you can see the two different colours it's come out, but I'm absolutely loving it. Gorgeous. Perfect, perfect. Now these, look at this little bit, I added some bicarbonate of soda, and look at the different colour you get. So this is unbelievable, isn't it? But it's beautiful. This didn't really take too well, didn't really change colour, but the seam binding did. So that's adding bicarb to the rest of the onion dye that I had, but I think they all come out beautifully. But you can see that this is sort of like the top colour, and this is got the sort of like the yellowy green underneath, so you can see it sort of like come out of the same colour. So loving it. Now I also did some avocado. I didn't have a huge amount. I only had sort of like 3 avocado skins and some pips, but it's come out a beautiful colour. It's a really nice sort of almost like a lilac-y purple. I'm hoping you can see that. It's very, very pale, but beautiful. Loving it. So that is a really gorgeous colour. And look at that. That is with the bicarbonate of soda popped in there. So you would have thought that these sort of like all go together, wouldn't you? But that is the big difference. But this is the colour of the little piece of lace that I had, so that took really well. But beautiful. So definitely worth experimenting for sure. So I am absolutely loving all of this and the papers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pop this away and I'm going to make something with it. Well, not pop it away, but I'm going to just sort of like tidy up a little bit, get a few bits and pieces out, and I'm just going to make something with it. I thought we could just have a little play. So 2 seconds. Okay, so I've gone and picked up some bits of scrap paper. I've got a couple of my tags in there from one of my kits. I've got a few of those. So this is just what bits that I had on my desk. So let's pop those to the side. I'm going to take some of this lovely paper. I just think it is gorgeous. So I'm going to make a little bag. Now, if you saw my video on Saturday, Christmas in July, you have to excuse the state of my hands. I didn't use gloves to dye the paper, so it has sort of like stained my nails and everything. So I'm going to have to go and get my nails done. So there we go. I've just folded that over because that's the top. So I'm going to do a very similar little bag, but I'm going to pop a little sort of like flap over the top of this one. So let's just see. Shall we just pop that like that? Let's go like that. So let's just make a simple little bag thingamajig. So there we go. And then we can pop something inside. So I need another piece to make a flap. So I'm going to take another piece. Now we want this flap to be a little bit sort of stronger, don't we? Obviously I'm not going to need it that big. I'm going to need it this wide. So let's just pop those together. Let's just eyeball it. No measuring. Let's be about there. So we've got two the same. There we go. Lovely. Now I'm going to just, so again, I'm just making this up as I go along. I'm just going to stick these bits down like this. Stick some glue on. Oops. Stick that down. Lovely. So this will then, should have made it a little bit smaller, shouldn't I? Oh no, that can go on there. So I'm going to fold this in half because we don't want it that big, do we? Let's pop that like that. Super. Shall I just pop it on the back? Shall we just pop it on the back so it's like a little, couldn't we? Let's see. Still think that's gonna be too. I think I could actually pop that inside, couldn't I? There we go. Let's pop it inside like that. And then we can, that's it. Lovely. That's what we'll do. I don't want this piece as big, so I'm going to just fold that down like that. So that goes inside. So that's your little flap, and that's going to be your inside bit. Okay, this is the top bit. I'm just going to stick this down because we can sort of cover this bit up anyway. That can go in there. Lovely. Let's take a little bit of music paper to cover the inside bit. Inside and outside. Not quite big enough, is it? If I get a whole piece, that would sort of fit. Let me just get another piece. Now this is my lovely book with all the beautiful music paper in. So let's just take another little section of this out. There we go. take this off. So that's going to be the flap. Should we just pop that on there, or should we have it all the way? Will that cover that piece up? Doesn't need to, because that's going to go inside. Okay, so we don't need to go all the way, so I'm just going to glue this piece like that. Stick that on. I'll cover this with a little bit of fabric as well in a minute. And then let's just go along here. Lovely. So this is going to be the top, the flap, I mean. Well, I suppose it is a lid, isn't it? So that can go like that. This will sit inside our little bag. Like that. Lovely. It is upside down, but we won't really see it anyway. Oh, I like that. Now what I'm going to do, this is, I'm going to not use that, put the lid on. I'm going to go and just sew across, or shall I add a little bit of fabric? Shall we use a little bit of this? Shall I pop some of this on first? So I'm using these papers, then I'm covering them up. So I could have used any paper really, couldn't I? So I just fold a little bit over. Maybe I'll just use a little piece. Let's cut. Let's just cut a section of this off. Make sure we are going to be long enough. Cut a little bit off. Put that to the side. Lovely. So that I'm going to sew along the top. I think I will probably just fold that over, and then this goes around. So I'm just going to quickly go and sew that along the top bit, and then so this is flapping across there, and then this sort of like gives the top piece a little bit of reinforcement, doesn't it? So 2 seconds. Okay, so I have just sewn that across the top like that, so that looks really nice. We don't need all of that. Let's pop that to the side. So then this is going to fold up like that, and then we can just decorate that. But what we need to do is just make one of these edges tidy. So I might just fold that back and then just sew down that edge, so that when we fold it over and that goes onto there, this is going to be the tidy edge with stitching down there. So we don't need to worry too much about that side. Or maybe, no, I will. I'm going to just go and stitch both of these all the way down the edge to 2 secs. Okay, perfect. So I have just sewn down that edge in there. This one's not very tidy because I didn't really leave enough fabric. So that side can go and tuck in. So look, we've got a nice neat edge around the back. So that's just a little bit of sewing. This can be tucked in, so we will glue that to that before we glue this down. So I must remember to do that. So that looks good. So that's going to be the little flap over the top. And I might have it a little bit higher actually, just so that we can see this underneath. I don't really want to cover that up. Now, I'm not going to stick this in yet because I want to decorate that and probably sew on it. And I probably sew on this bit as well. So let's just open that out. So it's the same sort of style as we did for the Christmas in July one, but oh gosh, look at the colour of this. It's just stunning, isn't it? Just beautiful. So actually what I might do, I might just do just like a little bit of collage actually on the background. Shall we? Let's just stick this on. Let me get my other glue. Here we go, it was hiding. So let's use this one, I think. Just put this. I don't want this to be too sort of like tidy. I want it to be a little bit sort of scruffy, rusticy and stuff. So put some of that on. Let's go for another little bit of our book paper, or our music book paper, isn't it? Let's put that on. I can just go there like that. What else have we got? Let's bring our little bits of paper in. Let's see, that's pretty, isn't it? This is printed on rice paper. Should we have it so it's under there a little bit? There we go. What else? Oh look, I got one of my little envelopes. That might look nice on the front, mightn't it? That's quite nice as well. Let's just do a little collagey thing. That can go there. Fabulous. Okay. Oh, I haven't seen this paper for a while. That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's just take a little bit of that. I think maybe this one with the butterfly. The butterfly and the bee. Let's get rid of that straight edge. Let's have a little bit of ink. Oops. A little ink blender. Pop a little of this around. And we shall just stick it on. Oh, I need to fill this ink up, this glue up, I mean. Let's pop that. Okay, very random today. Make sure that we can fold this. Now, I need to stick that down. Fold that like that. That's going to be the inside one, and maybe I'll pop a little bit over the top of that when we've actually made it. So that's lovely. Now let's get some more. I'm going to end up muddling all of this fabric up, but it doesn't matter. But it is just gorgeous, isn't it? Shall we just sew a little bit? I'm going to cut a random piece off. Just like this. We can sort of like layer it up, can't we? Let's just... Do we want to pop it right over the top of that? Not really. Maybe I will pop it in. Let's open this up. Let's stick this underneath this way. So that hangs down. I've actually got my glue gun on as well, so I might just glue gun this just along the top, like that, underneath. This can just sort of hang down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at that. Love it. Okay. Right, this piece is going to sit in there. So that's going to come over. So what should we pop on this? Let's do this bit. I'm going to leave that for a second. I'm going to ink this. Pop just a little bit of ink around here. There we go, we've got enough ink on our little blender, haven't we, to do that. Now I'm loving this. That's beautiful, isn't it? So I'll tell you what I've got. Look, I rummaged out some of my old broken jewellery. Now I have a huge amount, which at some point I really do need to sort of sort out. Look at this. That's really pretty, isn't it? What have we got in here? Let's just take some of that. Oh, I quite like, I don't want that great big bit, but I quite like that dangling down. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Should we get rid of this bottom piece with my pliers? Let's just get rid of this great big grey bit. And then that, I could either hang it that way or that way. Oh, I like that way. What do you think? What would that look like? Let's see. Hanging off there. It's quite nice, isn't it? That goes though, doesn't it? But it's got nothing to... I don't know, maybe we could hang something off there. Oh, decisions. Now I think this goes better, doesn't it? I think that goes better, and remember I just stick it on. Yes, I think that does. Right, must remember to do that. Loving this, so this can go on. I'm going to cut this off here, which is quite nice because it gives us an odd number, so we know that that is sort of in the middle, don't we? So that looks really nice. Oh, how lovely. This is coming out nice, isn't it? Should we drop a little bit of this underneath? I might as well use this up, mightn't I? Because it tends to stay in your little pot of stash of fabrics, and I never get to sort of use it because you always save it for something else. Well, I do anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use some of my 3-in-1 for this, I think. I'm gonna just pop it down like this. Let's pop this on. Now that might be able to sort of like, I won't stick it right down because that might be able to sort of like hang out the back, if you know what I mean. This can go on, and that can sort of hang down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop this. Let's get some more glue on there. A beautiful colour. Let's just stick that in there with that little bit of leftover glue gun glue. Oops. Oh, we're nice and random today, aren't we? Look at that. Oh, I love it. I do like this little dingly dangly bit as well. Now I'm going to just, which way do you reckon that would go? Like that or like that? I'm going to just glue gun that on to there, because we've got a nice big place there that we can stick some glue, and also on my nail. Okay, fabulous. Look at that. Wow. Then that just lifts up like that. I should have just inked this a little bit on the inside. There we go. Do that bit in here. Fabulous, love it. Oopsie daisy. So that's going to sit on there. That's going to fold around. Let's get rid of that. And that's our top piece. Wow, look at that. I love it. Doesn't that look nice? I wonder if I could use a little bit of this. Like a little bow. Well, let's do that in a minute. Let's just finish this front bit, because then that can come down, and I think maybe I could even add a little bit of extra once we've stuck that on, so it comes down the back. Yes, I think we will. Right, I'm going to leave that like that, because we want to pop something here, don't we? I was going to use one of my little tags, but I think, should we have it coming from this side? That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Should we just have some little randoms on here? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fold this like this. Ink it up. I think maybe I should pop the whole thing together first, and then add this on in a minute. Do that. That looks good, doesn't it? Could even have it coming out like that. Oh, I like that. I think I might just stick it down though. We shall see. I'm going to pop this on first. Decisions. What are we doing for time? We're good. We're good for time. Let's get these bits off. Now, what I need to do is get rid of that bit. I'm going to, is that going to be the right place? So if this lifts up, we've still got, need to lift it up just a bit more, I think. So we've got a little bit of room on that top piece. So it needs to go there, like that. So what I'm going to do, get rid of some of that glue. That's the inside piece. I'm going to glue gun it, I think, just so we are nicely stuck down. Go all the way. Down. Get that piece out of the way. Stick that onto there. Make sure, look. Get rid of this so we don't stick the whole thing down. Then this has to glue on there and down there at the same time. So I'm going to add a bit of this down there. To glue that shut. And this can just go on there without oozing everywhere. We don't want that coming out, do we? Perfect. Stick that down. So turn this over. Perfect. And then we've got a little pouch in there. I will sew up the bottom and that just flips over. How lovely. But what I wanted to do, let's just stick this little bit down there like that. I want to add a little bit more of something to cover this little back piece up. What shall we put? Shall I add another little bit of this? Or a little bit of this? All decisions. Maybe a little bit of this on there. Let's just cut. Let's just cut a piece off. Not wide enough. Just so it's on this back piece. Let's scrunch that up. I suppose we could lift that up actually. Let's just lift this little bit up and we can re-stick that. Perfect. Then this, and just hang it down the side. I'm going to do the top bit with a little bit of glue gun, and then I will use the rest. I will stick the rest down with some 3-in-1. Stick. Perfect. So it's a nice little scruffy envelope pocket thingy, isn't it? Let's stick this down. Just so it goes down a little bit here. Fabulous. Lid on. So that's on the back. Look at that. I love it. Or maybe a little bit more. Should we use a little bit of... Let's just stick that down. On this side. Beautiful colours. They are such beautiful colours. I'm loving them. Look at those lovely layers in there. And on here. Just gorgeous, aren't they? I think I might like a little bit of that on the front. Should we pop a little bit on before we pop the little envelope? Not envelope, it was a tag, wasn't it? Let's just scrunch this up. Let's pop these. Gosh, I've got so much stuff. Oh, I've got this lovely piece of lace. Should we put that on the bottom? That's nice, isn't it? Look at that. If you scrunch it all up, sort of like the heat of your hands as well, it all just sort of like makes it all go wrinkly and lovely and scruffy, doesn't it? Now, shall we... I might make that into a little pocket to put our envelope in. What do you reckon? That's quite nice, isn't it? Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to sew that onto this tag like that and leave this bit, because then I can stick that onto this piece here. So I'm going to take this and sew this on there. Well, I'm going to sew along that top bit to make like a little reinforced pocket bit, and then I'm going to sew around this edge bit here. So I will be 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go. Oh, I've got a little pocket in there. Let's just get some scissors. Let's just cut these little bits off. Look at that. Ink that bit up because I want to stick this onto there. Look at that. We've got a little pocket to put a little envelope in, or whatever you like. Doesn't matter what you put in there. But I like that. I think I might. I can't. I'd have to stick that. I can't sew that now. Maybe I should just. Do I need that bit? What can we do with that? We could probably just stick it and have another little pocket. I'm going to stick this piece down, I think. I don't know. What should we do? Yeah, I'm going to stick it down. Let's have a look what's on the back. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to just cut that off. Let's take this out. I'm going to add it to the back. So I'm going to sew this piece on here, and then I'll sew around this, but then I'll stick this to the back piece. So then we've got another little piece at the back. Okay, 2 secs. Okay, lovely. So I've just sewn it. So as I sewed, I just carried on sewing it off sort of like the page, if you know what I mean, or off the tag. So then when this sits on there, we've got 2 little pockets. Love it. I'm just going to just actually glue this down. Shall we do it with a glue stick, glue gun? Quick and easy. Perfect. Turn that over. Glue this piece down. Then I'm just going to get a little bit of the fabric tack. Go up through there. Stick the piece on. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? So then again, we can get another little envelope or another something or other and pop that in the back. So we've got this lovely little sort of rustic pocket. Beautiful, look at that, I'm loving it. I wonder if I've got any other little envelopes or something. Do it so that comes over the top. Fabulous. What do you think, guys? I love it, don't you? Right, shall I just leave that scruffy, or should we stick it down? I think maybe it's scruffiness. I love that. So we need to make something to go inside as well, don't we? Is that looking a bit too scruffy there? Let's just pop that down there. What do you think? Should I pop a little bit of this on the bottom? What do you think is a bit too big? I don't really have anything else. Unless, oh, I think that yellow's a bit yellow. Don't need that one. Let's go for this one. Yes, I just do a little bit of this. No, I think I'm going to go for this actually. I'm going to make it go around like that. No, I'm not. I'm going to pop that on there like that. And then I'm going to go along and wrinkle that up along the back front. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's just cut this piece off so that I can sew this on. I'll stick that on. Glue gun this. Oh no, I don't want to glue gun that. Oh, I want to sew it. Let's just get rid of this. If I glue it on, glue gun it on, I'm not going to be able to sew that. So that was a bit silly mistake, wasn't it? Because it goes too hard. So I'm going to have to just chop that little bit off. Yes, don't use your sewing machine when you've glue gunned because it doesn't work. So let's just... Gosh, good job I had room to chop that off. That would break my needle. Okay. Now we're going to have to sew that on. You sure sew that down there. But what are we going to do on the back? Should I have had 2 pieces? Yes, I think I should. I think I shall. Could have just wrapped it round, couldn't I? But never mind. Let's just chop this off. We can tidy it up. Okay, now I'm going to use 3-in-1 because I can sew. Once this is dry, I can sew with this. And I'm going to go along here. Stick this on. Stick that on there. Pop that underneath. And then once I've sewn that, I can tidy that up a little bit. Fabulous. Now what I am going to do, because I wanted like a little sort of wrinkly bit along here, so I'm going to take my seam binding, because I think that would look really nice along there. Let me just chop that bit off. Now what I'm going to do, I've got a tutorial on this. I take a piece of paper, just a piece of white paper, copy paper, and I'm going to sew this to the paper. So I do have a tutorial, so I'm just going to sew this, and as I sew I'm going to wrinkle it up. I'm actually going to sew it onto the paper, and then I take it off the paper and it's all wrinkly and I can just stick it on the bottom of there. It's a lot easier than trying to wrinkle up 2 pieces on either side. So I'll show you in a second, so I'll be 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go. I have just sewn onto the paper and wrinkled it up at the same time. I'll link the video, and then all as you do is take this and tear the paper. So simple to do, because it just comes off the paper like that. This comes off, you just pull this off. Look at that, and then you've got a little ruffle. Just do it on cheap paper, just do it on really thin copy paper, and then it just rips off lovely. So then you've got your little ruffles that you can just stick on top, and look at that, looks lovely. I've done 2 because I wasn't quite sure if 1 would be enough, but if you just take it off, because it's perforated as you sew it, it just comes off so well, like that. Look at that, easy peasy. Let's pop those to the side, don't need those. Okay, now what I should have done is just sewn on that, so let me just quickly sew. I'm just sewing across there, so what it is, it's just like a little pouchy pocket, but again, if you wanted to put like a little gusset thing in here, you could do that, but I just think this looks really lovely. So just a quick stitch along the bottom there, 2 secs. There we go, perfect. Okay, shall we just trim this up a little bit? Let's just trim this edge up. Oh, cotton everywhere. Let's do it this way. Oopsie daisy, didn't do that very well, did I? There we go. Lovely. Gosh, I don't normally use orangey sort of colours, but that's beautiful, isn't it? Well, it's almost like a rust, I think. So I'm going to just stick this on top like that. Doesn't that look just gorgeous? Should we just do it with a little bit of hot glue? Just a little bit down there. Mind your fingers. Gosh, can you hear the birds? They're right outside my window. Let's just chop that off. Turn it over. Yes, it's a good job I did. Did that fit? Nearly, not quite, I don't think. No, not quite. So it's a good job I did too. Let's go along. to lift that up, I think. Or should we put it down over the top? Yeah, let's go over the top. Let's just stick that down. Oops, sticky fingers. You can still see a little bit of the paper on there. I should have stuck it up the other way really. I'll pick it off when it's dry. Look at that. How lovely. And then we've got these little bits which I might make a little something to go inside. Oh gosh, that's so lovely, isn't it? I love it. Open it up. Shall I just make like a little rustic paper thing like I did the other day? Let's just check these. Loving that. I think that looks really nice. So should we just make some random? Should we make it just a little random? Oh gosh. I'll have to make it out of this paper because it's perfect. Where is my order? Let's just make a random notepad. Tear this into 3. Shall we have another one? Look at the lovely colours it's come out. Just fabulous, isn't it? There we go. Let's just alternate them. Love the spotty. I think I'll put that spotty one on top. I love them. Should we have this one on there? This one. This one. Well, it's just a little bit smaller. Let's put you on top. Okay. Are they sort of level? Sort of level. Now I'm going to fold it over. That's just not going to fit in, is it? Let's see. Do you think we're going to get that in? Yes, that will fit. How lovely. Now I'm just going to put that up. I'm just going to quickly just do a couple of little stitches in there, I think. And then I'm going to pop some fabric over the top. Okay, so I've just gone over there really scruffily just to hold those pages together. Let's cut these bits off. Now we can decorate the top. What should we have? Have we got any little leftover bits that I had, or did I use them up? We've got this little piece, haven't we? That could stick on, but we need something underneath first. Let's see, should we use this? Oh, I need to stick to the same colours, don't I? Really? This can go on here, I think, so it hangs down. Okay, I'm just going to stick it. I'm just going to go with it. Not think too much. Let's just pop that on. Turn it over. Just try and cover up those little stitch marks there. Perfect. Shall we have another one of these little things on top to match in? Oh, which way? Did I put it the right? Which way did I do that? Oh, I did do it the orangey side, didn't I? And then we could stick that on there like that. Oh, lovely. Let's pop it on here. Is that in the middle? Yes, I think so. Beautiful. Love it. Let's just pop a nice big blob of this. Oh, I should have used the glue gun, really, shouldn't I? Never mind. Do you think? Yeah, I'm going to use the glue gun. Just going to go over the top because it sticks a lot quicker. There we go. Let's wipe that bit of glue off. Let's just hold that down for a second. Oops. Oops. Sticky fingers. Glue gun's better because these embellishments are a lot heavier. So that just needs that to stick on. Pop my glue over there. Look at that. I just love it, and how quick and simple. Just beautiful. Oh, I could have added a little bit of this as well, couldn't I? Should I pop that along there? Let's just add a little bit more, shall we? Let's just stick this across. Just a little bit of glue. Look at that. Chop that off. Fabulous. Look at that, nice. Doesn't that look beautiful? Love it. So look at these, don't they match perfect? So this can just slide in there as a lovely little closure. Now, do you think I need a closure on here? Do you think I need to have something to tie down to here? What do you reckon? I don't think so. I think that looks really nice, actually. Right. Do I have another? What envelopes have I got here? I got a few, but I think these are a little bit too big. So that can go in there for now, can't it? And then what can we have? What can I put in the back? Let's tear a little bit of this off. We need to pop something in there, don't we? Tear that off. Does that fit? Yes, that will fit. Oh, I like this colour on the outside, I think. Ink up the edges. I put it in like that. That opens up. We need something. What should we put on the front? Should we just put a little bit of random? Should we put a little bit of random collage? That's my glue. There we go. Let's just pop that there a minute. A little bit of that. Let's find some of my papers. Should we have a little piece of this? Oops. Look at that. That's got like little roses on there. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh my gosh, I've got bits of thread everywhere. And then what I'm going to do, let's just pop the lid on. take a tiny piece of this, scrunch that up, pop it onto here. Mind up your fingers. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this, where if I can find the end. There's the end. I need to untangle this really. I've got some little spools actually that I think I might wrap this around. I'm going to pop a little bow on there. Like that. Chop that off. Scrunch it up so it's nice and scrunchy. A little bit of glue. We'll pop that on there. Look at that. Fabulous. And then there is a lovely little booklet concertina thingy to go in the back. Look at that. I love it. Well, there we go, guys. There is a nice... Should I pop a bow on there quickly? I think nearly done. Nearly done. Let's just add one more little bow to the front. I think that's what we need. Let's take that. So open this up. There we go. Perfect. That's it. That's what it needs. Just that little extra. I don't think we need that long. Scrunch this up. Pop this on there. Now I need a little bit of glue. I've got to be careful it doesn't go all the way through. Let's take our little thing out there. Just stick that on. Oops. There we go. That's what it needed just to finish it off. Oh, too much glue. And that just sits in there. Perfect. There we go, guys. Look at that. Love it. So that's made out of, it's mainly the onions, the red onion skins that I used for this one, but beautiful. Absolutely love it. Isn't that just gorgeous? So simple. That lifts up. So we've got this lovely little notepad there to go in there. And I think that looks just beautiful together. So what a fabulous gift. Something to pop on your shelf, isn't it, as well? I think that's lovely. So how fun. So I've done some nice little onion and avocado dyeing today. So that was fun. And this beautiful little pouch. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.